Hello everyone, welcome to Screen Scream on Viola. As the last episode before Lunar New Year, we're going to talk about A-list movies. We're going to talk about two new movies featuring a lot of big stars and one hit film at the theater. Also, we will chit-chat a little bit. So without further ado, let's listen to the first new movie we're going to talk about. Nightmare Alley. Stan burns down his home and takes a job as a carny with a traveling carnival. Stan is disturbed at how any man could sink to the level of performing as a geek. Clem explains that he seeks out alcoholic or drug-addicted men with troubled pasts and lures them in with promises of a temporary job and opium-laced alcohol. He then uses their dependence until they sink into madness and depravity, thus creating a new geek. Stan also works with clairvoyant act Madame Zena and her alcoholic husband Pete. He and Zena warn Stan not to ever use these skills, otherwise people get hurt. Meanwhile, Stan becomes attracted to fellow performer Molly and approaches her with an idea for a two-person act away from the carnival.
Can you read minds?
Yes, I can, under the right circumstances.
Keep your answers brief.
The first new movie we're going to talk about today is Nightmare Alley. And just from listening to the introduction, I can imagine how nightmare it is. The movie is directed by the Oscar-winning director Guillermo del Toro, the director of The Shape of Water. This is his latest work after 4 years, and it's a remake of the 1947 black movie of the same title. It has been nominated to many big awards so far, so we can imagine that it's going to aim for the Oscars next year. Well, it's actually this year. It hasn't been announced yet, but we will know the nominees very soon. The movie follows Guillermo del Toro's signature black style, and he even found Kate Blanchett to play a murderer's beauty. Can I say that? Well, I don't even know if there's any murders involved. Starring with the sexy, talented Bradley Cooper. So basically, the story is about this liar who's greedy but also very handsome, and this female psychiatrist who's very calm, very rational, but she's also very cruel. Or evil. I don't really know what that character is. And they're trying to deceive others to get their money and their reputation. So the story starts with Bradley Cooper going to a big company and going through a lie detector. While he's there, he tells other people that he's a mind reader and he can serve them. He then cooperates with the psychiatrist Kate Blanchett. Well, it pretty much sounds like a crime love story, right? But the thing is, Bradley Cooper's character has a girlfriend, and that simply makes him go into this nightmare alley. You will never know what's going to happen if you don't watch to the end. And you can see director Guillermo del Toro's art design. It's no doubt an award-winning, brilliant scenes once again. So you can say that it's a perfect combination of beauty and thrill, or scary, I don't know. And friends who already saw it say that it's really good. So maybe you can use your Lunar New Year vacation to watch this new movie. Now, the second new movie we're going to talk about today, we already talked about it a few times before, but it's only going to be released in Taiwan this week. So here we go. Sing 2. With his theatrical company a local success, Buster Moon is dreaming of bigger things. Unfortunately, when a talent scout dismisses their work as inadequate for the big time, Buster is driven to prove her wrong. With the goal in mind, Buster inspires his players to gamble everything to sneak into a talent audition in Red Shore City for the demanding entertainment mogul Jimmy Crystal. Against the odds, they catch his Take creative improvisation and even more desperate lies, like personally knowing the reclusive rock star, Clay Calloway, who has not been seen in 15 years. Now faced with a tight production window with only a vague story idea and dire consequences for failure, Buster and his friends must all stretch their talents to put on a show against all odds. In that struggle, challenges seem insurmountable, but each of them finds new inspirations and friends where they least expect them to pursue an artistic dream worthy of them.
Tippy toes. I don't see your tippy toes. This is my daughter, Portia. She wants to meet Calloway. Big fan.
My sister is on.
The second new movie we're going to talk about today is Sing 2. It's an animation and we've talked about it for several weeks because it was released in the US. I don't know when, but like a month or 2 months ago. But it's going to be released in Taiwan this weekend. As we heard in the introduction, Buster and his friends want to impress Mr. Crystal, and they promise that they're going to invite the legendary rock star, Mr. Calloway, to be their leading star. So, the adventure of the second episode is they're going to take on the journey looking for this legendary rock star, hoping to persuade him to come back to the stage once again. If you are a fan of the first episode of Sing, you will love the sequel because all the voice actors and actresses are the same. Also, the director and scriptwriter is the same Gus Jennings. Lunar New Year break or just winter vacation in general is a very good time to take kids to the movie theater to watch animation. However, there aren't many animations in the movie theater right now, so Sing 2 is probably going to perform very well on the chart. Just from the fact that it's still on the chart after being released in the US for so many weeks, you can tell that it's very popular among, well, maybe not only kids, maybe among adults as well. At least it stays on the chart longer than Disney's latest animation, Encanto. I've seen that one on Disney Plus, but I haven't seen Sing 2. So if you like animations or you like the first episode of Sing, you may want to watch this episode and give yourself a happy vacation. And as we introduced this film a few weeks ago, there are a lot of amazing songs in the movie that you can enjoy. So it really is a perfect movie for music lovers and animation lovers. And now it's the time for us to move on to Top 007. Before that, let's review what we had from last week first. There were two top 3 last week. One is Sing 2. See, it's pretty good. The other is The Matrix Resurrections. Top 2, The Kingsman. And top 1, Spider-Man No Way Home. Let's check it out what we have for this week. Top 5, House of Gucci.
I've been a Gucci all my life.
Your name is
Sing 2.
Clay Calloway is a recluse. No one's seen him for 15 years.
I'll give you 3 weeks to get this show up and running.
West Side Story.
Tonight is about family. Their first
Top 4, Scream. Alright, I didn't prepare anything to talk about in this section because I just want to go through all 4 nominees on the chart. Top 5, we have House of Gucci, which we have talked about for several weeks, and Sing 2. So it dropped a little bit. It's not in the leading 3 anymore, but it's still on the chart. And I believe with Taiwan releasing it this weekend, it's probably going to move forward. And West Side Story, it's interesting that it's only top 5. I know it's been released in the US for several weeks as well, but it just got out in Taiwan, I think 1 or 2 weeks ago, and people who already saw it all say it's really good. But maybe Taiwanese people are not that into musical, I don't know. Or because the story is far away and they don't feel connected. but it's a movie that I recommend everyone to watch. Top 4, we have Scream. Again, it's a scary movie, and if you know me, you know I don't watch any scary movies at all. But since it's not very common to have scary movies in the beginning of a year, it's really good for people who love horror to go watch Scream at the movie theater right now, because that's probably the only one you can reach. And basically, I think the top 4 to top 5, these 4 movies this week, are all good movies that are worth watching. So first of all, House of Gucci, Sing 2, West Side Story, and Scream. All of them we've talked about. And if you're interested, you can go back to the previous shows, previous episodes to listen to what I talked about. And now it's time for us to move on to top 3 to top 1. Top 3, the 355.
They called her Agent 355 because they didn't want the world to know her real name.
Top 2, the King's Man.
This is going to be fun.
Top 1, Spider-Man, No Way Home.
We started getting some visitors.
Okay, remember in the beginning of the show, I said that today we're going to talk about A-list movies. But it's a little bit tricky with top 3 to top 1 because all these 3 movies cast A-list movie stars. But I want to talk about the 355 once again. Remember, we talked about that last week. It's not a good movie according to all the reviews so far, but it's still a movie with A-list stars. So first of all, you will see a lot of actresses co-star with each other, and they're all good actresses. For example, the leading actress Jessica Chastain, she's not only the leading actress this time, she's also the producer of the movie. But if you remember that I said this isn't a good movie, you will wonder, wow, so that's part of Jessica Chastain's fault that this movie is a failure, right? Well, kind of, I guess. But her story of the reason why she wanted to make this movie at the first place was really touching. She said it was when she was a judge at Cannes Film Festival. She discussed with her manager about action movies with male. She remembered that back when she was filming Zero Dark 30, she realized that are actually a lot of female spies, and the frequency of them doing operations is actually pretty high. And that's the reason why she decided to film a spy action movie with all female characters. So the idea was pretty good, and it's very feminism. I guess a lot of people will like it, especially for girls like me. It's really just a pity that it's not successful. But if you just want to watch an action movie to relax, I guess you can still go watch it. It's just not something you will say, wow, this is the best movie I've seen this year, or wow, I really want to watch it again, that kind of movie. But it's a great action movie that you can relax yourself with. Besides, you get to watch a lot of pretty actresses doing some impeccable stunts in the movie. I'm pretty sure that's going to be something. And that's all the time we have for today. Hope you like the show, and if you do like it, please share it for us. And remember to tune in same time next week here at Screen Scream. I'm Viola. See you next week.